I'd say I have like 2 lives. When I'm not at the doctor or anything, I have a normal life. I hang out with friends, I go to school. And then when I'm at the doctor, I have cancer.
You can't really tell that he's sick.
I was in baseball. I had started getting these headaches, waking up in the middle of the night, like my family around me. What's wrong? What's going on? We went to the doctors and they said, take Tylenol. And one day on my way to baseball, we stopped the car and I threw up on the side of the road. And my mom was like, this is too much. We're gonna get an MRI. So next time we went to the doctor, he said, take Tylenol. Mom, I said, no.
She is like 3.6.
I know it's great now. but if he said he wants to keep you on it since you're close to, being at the point of transplant.
They found cancer. I was 9. So I was like, what's cancer?
I was 12. I didn't really know what cancer meant, but we have a older brother. He just told me that we were going to the doctor to see Roozie. We had stopped at a gas station to get gas and he saw his friend and he started crying, and my older brother doesn't really cry often. So that's when I knew that something bad was happening.
The day after I was diagnosed, I had brain surgery. Again, 9-year-old, not a big deal. My head hurt, my chest hurt. Radiation for a month, chemo for 3.
The day Roozie had brain surgery, it was my dad's birthday. I just remember thinking, wow, this is not a fun birthday.
My wife called and said, could you come to the hospital? So I go there. I see people, oncologists, brain surgeon, and say, wait a second, there's something wrong here. Roozie, just simply being Roozie, said, hey, I got brain tumor. So I went to bathroom, I cried, threw up, came back. Okay, so let's go.
It's so different when you're young because you don't really know what's happening, whereas now I'm more educated on the topic, and it's a good and bad thing.
I got through it and, back to a normal life.
Until
second cancer. They took me in, they did a scan, they found a mass on my heart valve and also lymphoma.
The second time was when I was in high school and Roozie was in junior high, and that's when I started it was annoying. That's when I wanted to do something more because I was just thinking, why does this keep happening?
My second time, I kind of knew what was going on. And my third time, when I was done, I kind of put it behind me. And my sister was not. She was like, this won't happen to anybody else.
So how did you guys get interested in this? What's your involvement?
Yeah, so I'm here because my little brother is he's going through his 4th battle with cancer. So any way that we can prevent cancer is something that I'm supportive of. So that's how I got involved with the American Cancer Society. And that's how I met Caitlin.
Yeah. Great. And how about you?
I got involved because I lost my mom 4 years ago to colon cancer. And ever since then, it's just been a great way for me to fight back and feel like I'm doing things to carry on her legacy.
You were 14?
Yeah, 14, 15.
Yeah, and I was 17. And then the 3rd cancer, he was 15, and I was a freshman in college. It's weird to think that he's lived more than half of his life doing this, because now he's 21 and he started when he was 9.
Good luck in what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good
In between times 3 and 4 was when I started volunteering with the American Cancer Society's advocacy affiliate. In Minnesota, we work on a lot of preventative legislation that has to do with tobacco, tanning, and physical education and nutrition legislation. Roozie, as a 21-year-old, is on my parents' health insurance. I have no idea what would have happened if that wasn't the case. That's a really scary thought for me. And he has a pre-existing condition. So say when he's done fighting this cancer, if it was pre-affordable care, an insurance company could have dropped him and said, you're too expensive. I mean, he's really expensive in the healthcare industry. So Minnesota's a state that cares for its people. I feel really strongly about this bill. Giving more quality physical education to kids, because if they are healthier at a younger age, they're going to be healthier at an older age. And Really anything to prevent cancer is a good thing in my book.
Really, it's a twofold win-win situation in my mind to make sure that our kids and our high school students are being physically active.
Caitlin and I both got selected, 8 people across the whole nation, and it's called the National Campus Leadership Team. That's another thing the American Cancer Society has given me, friends that understand. Like Roozie has that survivor perspective. I have the caregiver perspective with friends like Caitlin.
My social worker told me about this camp, and I was like, cancer camp? What are we gonna do? Like, lay down in beds? Get our IV fluids together? I went to the camp, and it was just this place where everybody understood. And so I ended up going again and again and again and again. Everybody at the camp has had cancer. I go through, it's like, oh, lymphoma, leukemia, brain tumor, woo! Party with the brain tumors.
Half the battle is your attitude, and half the battle is your family's attitude. Like if he saw us being Debbie Downers all the time, who knows what would have happened.
It always gets worse before it gets better, but it's, you gotta know that it does get better.
Love so much and love big. Just like any sibling, I was pretty mean to you back in the day. But he's my #1 inspiration, like everything I've done with my life. It's okay. My dad's crying back there, does it help? It's a really crappy disease, and everything I do, I want to just make sure that in my lifetime we get rid of cancer. Because after the 3rd time, I thought we were done. But we're on round 4, and after that one, we're gonna be done.
This is my 4th time having cancer, and you know, I can say I had cancer, but I can also say cancer never had me.